Canada will face Qatar and Switzerland in the group stage of the FIFA World Cup. Canada secured its place in the tournament as a co-host with Mexico and the United States, with all three world leaders coming together for the World Cup draw in Washington, where 48 teams learned their group stage opponents and heard a live performance of YMCA by the Village People. Team Canada kicks off its first match in the World Cup on June 12th, with games being held in Toronto and Vancouver. Adam van Koeverden is the Secretary of State for Sport and Canada's FIFA Sherpa, which is a new title for you, Mr. van Koeverden. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining here today, sir.
Nice to see you too, David. Thanks for having me.
What do you make? Let's talk about strictly the sports element of today. What do you make of the group with Qatar and Switzerland, and then a group that I think Italy will emerge from? But what are your thoughts on the field that Canada faces in the early stages of next year?
Well, it is really exciting that there is still play-in tournament to happen to fully determine exactly what we're going to see. But Wales, Herzegovina, Italy, and Northern Ireland will play, and the winner of that mini tournament will be our competitor for what will be the first match in Toronto on June the 12th. And as you've prognosticated, it could be Italy, which would make College Street a very, very interesting place to be, and certainly what is currently called BMO Field, a very interesting place to be. It'll be very exciting. I grew up in Oakville playing soccer. Most of my teammates were Italian, a huge Italian diaspora community right across the country. And look, hosting a game like that in our country would just be so fun. Okay,
there's 6 months to go until that game and then the other games that will be part of the World Cup. I mean, how ready is Canada? How on schedule is Canada to be ready for that? I mean, what more do you as FIFA Sherpa and the government need to get done to make sure that the biggest sporting event in the world goes off without a hitch?
Well, that's our top priority. We're very prepared. It's an excellent opportunity to host the world. Look, we've got 13 matches between Toronto and Vancouver, 6 in TO and 7 out in Van. That is 10 group stage matches, and then 2 games on the group of 32, and then 1 in the group of 16. We are prepared to host the world. It's going to be an exciting opportunity, and I think that 2026 is actually going to be the year of sport in and for Canada between the Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games in Milano Cortina in Italy. And then also we have the Arctic Winter Games happening at the same time as the Olympic and Paralympic Games up in Yukon, Whitehorse. Then obviously we go into the 5 or 6 weeks of FIFA. The summer is going to be busy. It's the 50-year anniversary of the Montreal Olympics, which will culminate in the World Championships of Cycling in September in Montreal, where amazing Magdalene Valliere, world champion, will be defending her rainbow jersey. It's a massive year of sport for Canada in 2026, and we couldn't be more excited to be hosting the world.
Well, look, you're a former Olympian. I don't need to tell you what an undertaking it is to get ready for these events, and there's often scheduling challenges and cost overruns and construction, challenges. I mean, what are the big things that when you look at the horizon you have left to get ready for these games that Canada needs to get done to be ready for the FIFA World Cup?
Well, first, David, I'd be remiss if I pointed out that I'm as much a former Olympian as you are a former Newfoundlander. Once a Newfoundlander, always a Newfoundlander.
Yes,
once an Olympian,
fair point, fair point. My apologies.
So, I am very, very optimistic about our ability to host big things because we do it all the time. We hosted a G7 recently. We hosted the Pan Am Games and the Women's World Cup in 2015. We hosted the Olympics back in 2010. 1988 and 1976. We are good at this as a country. We're a welcoming nation. We have the capacity and the ability to host the world. And when we do, we see good things happen. We create jobs, we create opportunity, we create diplomatic opportunities for both our international partners, but also our corporate partners, particularly our would-be corporate partners. And at a time like this, when we're looking to make new friends and create new partnerships and create new jobs in Canada, this is a perfect timing for our country, our nation, not just the cities of Vancouver and Toronto, but FIFA 2026 is going to have a positive economic output right across the country, from St. John's all the way to Victoria, all the way up to Whitehorse.
Well, it is a complicated time to be hosting this because unlike the Olympics, Canada is sharing the hosting of this with the United States and with Mexico. The trade issues with the United States are one thing. There are also challenges with immigration in the United States. People will be wanting to cross back and forth over the borders to attend different events and compete in different events. A country like Haiti, where there is a full-on travel ban to the U.S., they made the World Cup. They're going to be part of this tournament. Has the government of Canada gotten and sought assurances from the United States on how this will go? Because you're hearing warnings from groups like Amnesty International of raids happening potentially during this, and it's a live issue for a lot of people.
Well, you're right to point those things out, David, and safety, security, and the success of FIFA 2026 is my top priority and the top priority of our government. So we're looking forward to making sure that that all comes true. But we're also going to be in solution mode between now and late July. And when three countries are working together in solution mode, we can only see positive outcomes from our relationship. Look, the Canada, US, Mexico trilateral relationship is the strongest one in the world. It always has been, and it will continue to be. And the FIFA World Cup is already bringing our world leaders together. I saw Presidents Sheinbaum and Trump and Prime Minister Mark Carney sitting together, talking and enjoying what was a great ceremony today, and with smiles on their faces. And at times they're even dancing. So it's a great opportunity to come together to discuss our important priorities that are mostly mutual, and coming together to discuss what we need to do together in order to create more success for the people of our countries, and certainly the international visitors during this football tournament are very, very important.
But are these issues that are being discussed as part of this, right? Because these are great events where people travel back and forth to the different cities to follow the games as best they can. And we know about the challenges with Canada going to the U.S. just on vacation because of the trade issues. But, if you're from a different country and coming here, there are extra layers of complications potentially. I just wonder, as FIFA Sherpa, is this something that is being talked about at the organizational level to ensure that there aren't any challenges when we get into this next year?
Well, sport is, I think, our most important nation-building project, and it is also not just a nation-building project, but it's also a diplomatic opportunity for our country. So as we see our world leaders come together, we're also seeing like their staffs and their counterparts interacting in a really positive manner. So as we build up Canada, using sport as a vehicle for that positive momentum, that optimistic worldview, and frankly, that peace-building occasion that we all look forward to, and we see an Olympics and a Paralympics and a World Cup happening all in the same year. I think it's a very, very exciting and optimistic time for the world to focus more on what we have in common, which is a love for sport, physical activity, camaraderie, culture, which are all things that are celebrated at the World Cup.
Okay. Well, Adam van Koeverden, my apologies for saying former Olympian. I appreciate that as a status for life.
I'll never call you a former.
No, I get it. But anyway, thank you for your time today, sir, and good luck with all the work ahead on the World Cup.
Thanks very much, David. Nice to see you.